The first domestication of the soybean plant is traced in northeastern China in 2853. During the 1st century AD until the 15th century AD, soybeans diffused from their hearth to Japan, Southeast Asia, and South Central Asia. In the early 1700s, soybeans diffused to Europe when European travelers took an interest in the crop. Soybeans diffused to Korea in the mid-3rd century AD. Though it is not precisely known, assumptions say that soybeans diffused to the United States from as early as 1565 to no later than 1780. During the 1960s, the United States began exporting large amounts of soybeans to Europe and Asia and became a world soybean superpower. In approximately 1882, soybeans were introduced to South America by way of Brazil. Soybeans also diffused to Africa in the late 1800s by means of globalization and trade.
Soybeans are grown in tropical, subtropical, and temperate climates. There are 2 stages of the growth cycle of the soybean plant, the vegetative stage and the reproductive stage. The vegetative stage is the growth of the soybean plant, the development of its leaves. The reproductive stage is the production of the soybeans from the plant. In the U.S., which produces 38% of the world's soybeans, soybeans are planted in April and are harvested at any time from September to November. In Brazil, which produces 25% of the world's soybeans, soybeans are planted in any time between August and December and harvested from February to May. In China, which produces 7% of the world's soybeans, soybeans are planted in the months of April, May, and June and are harvested in either September or October. The top 5 producers of the world's soybeans are the U.S., Brazil, Argentina, China, and India.
In the United States, soybeans are grown primarily in Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, Indiana, and Ohio. Collectively, the U.S. produces about 75 million metric tons of soybeans each year. The U.S. sells and trades these soybeans with Europe and Asia. However, Brazil is predicted to surpass the United States in producing the most soybeans. Because of the amount of fertile and arable land in Brazil, the perfect tropical climate, low labor costs, and excessive water resources, Brazil's economy is rapidly expanding with their prosperous and excessive growth of soybeans. Soybeans are produced heavily in the states of Mato, Paraná, and Rio Grande do Sul.
Soybeans are formed into foods that are recognizably products of soybeans, such as tofu and soy milk. Soybeans also are present in popular foods as a secret ingredient. Soybeans are used in popular foods such as baked goods, cookies, breads, crackers, etc. Beverages and toppings, coffee, whiteners, liquid whipped toppings, sour cream, etc. And processed and whole meat products. Soybeans are also popularly used in oils that are a component of processed foods and used for cooking, such as vegetable oil. Soybeans are also used in domesticated animal feed. Soybeans are appealing culturally to vegetarians who replace meat with soybean products for protein supplements. Tofu is very popular among vegetarians. In East Asia, soybeans have culturally significant for the traditional Asian meal for centuries. Today, China produces 7% of the world's soybeans. It is Brazil's main buyer of the beans. Because of China's need for soybeans in their diet and for soybean-based oils, Brazil is culturally benefiting as their economy rapidly rises. In the U.S., soybeans cost almost $400 per metric ton. In Brazil, metric tons of soybeans real $967.80. In China, soybeans cost 3,197 yuan a metric ton. In Argentina, soybeans sell for $320 a metric ton. In India, the cost per metric ton is $994.75.
According to a recent survey by the United States Department of Agriculture, 54% of soybean acreage in the United States are planted with seeds produced through biotechnology.